What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tom here with Tom Ria Sports, and we're back with our Week 17, last week of the regular season, NFL spread picks. We're not going to stop here. We're going to do the playoffs, so it's not the end, but it is the end of many games. And kicking us off, all games on Sunday this week, 1-4, and then obviously the Sunday night game. 1 o'clock, Dolphins-Bills. Bills 2-point favorites at home. This looks like it's going to be a snowy day. No Ryan Fitzpatrick available for Miami, so they got to roll with Tua all the way. Bills are also playing for the 2 seed, I believe, in the AFC, which is important to get those home games. I'm taking Buffalo here. I think they win this game, and they cover the 2-point spread. Ravens-Bengals. Bengals are 12-point underdogs at home. Ravens win and in, I believe, or they need to win and Miami loses, but we just had Miami losing, so Ravens a dangerous team, one of the hottest teams in the last few weeks. I'm taking them to win and cover here. I think they blow the doors off Cincy and they get a much-needed victory. Steelers-Browns. Browns 9.5-point favorites at home. Another game really important for Cleveland. I do think they'll win this game. Steelers are resting all their starters. But 10 points is kind of a lot in a rivalry game. It could go either way. The games like these with players not starting, I typically don't even like to bet on or go near because there's so much uncertainty. So bet at your own risk. But I'm definitely taking the Steelers to cover the 9.5-point difference, but the Browns to win the game. Vikings-Lions. This game doesn't really mean anything. Both teams out of it. I'm not sure if Stafford's playing. I haven't really paid attention to this one, to be honest, but I'm just going to take the Vikings. I know Dalvin Cook, rest in peace to his father. That was really sad. He's not going to obviously play, but I'm going to take the Vikings to win this and cover the 6-point spread. Jets-Patriots, another game, doesn't mean much. Really for pride, rivalry game. Patriots 3-point favorites. I have a feeling Cam Newton doesn't end up playing this whole game. Maybe he does because it might be his last time in a Patriot uniform. Not really sure, but I'm taking the Jets here. I think they'll beat the spread and probably win this game. Their draft stock won't change, though. They're locked in at the number 2 pick. Cowboys-Giants. This one should be an interesting one. Definitely should be fun to watch. As a Giants fan especially, you got to see which team shows up. I think our defense will play well. But if our offense can't score more than 10, 13 points, we're probably going to lose. But Dallas 3-point favorites. I'm a little biased here, so buyer beware. I'm taking the Giants, but this one I don't have much confidence in because the Giants have been very up and down. I do think it'll be a closer game. I think if Giants win, it'll be something around like 21-17 or 24-20, something around that range. So I'm going to go ahead with the Giants. Falcons-Bucks. Buccaneers, I just read this morning, they had a lot of COVID test. I know Devin White, I believe, is out and a few other guys, so that definitely hurts them and especially their defense. Also, I don't really think they're playing for anything. I think they're pretty locked in and secure at the 5th seed. So I'm going to take the Falcons to beat the spread. I think Buccaneers will end up winning the game, but 6.5 points is a little bit too much for me. These two teams played a really close one not too long ago. Falcons have been in a lot of close games of late. I'm going to take them to beat the spread and maybe win the game. That might be a decent money line bet. I'm not sure, but definitely taking them to at least beat the spread. And I think Tampa will win, but close. Packers-Bears. Packers 4-point favorites in Soldier Field. Must win for Chicago. Win-in scenario for them. Packers, though, if they win this one, they get the bye week. They get the number 1 overall seed. Road goes through Green Bay. That is absolutely vital for them, especially with the quarterback, Rodgers being a little bit older, and they need this. They got to win this game, I think, for them to have any chance of winning the Super Bowl. So I think the Packers understand that, and they will come out strong and win this game. I'm sure they also don't want to play the Bears for potentially a third time at some point in the playoffs if the Bears get hot. But I think the Bears' schedule has been weak. That's why they've gotten to this point now after being 5-7. They've beat up on teams like Minnesota and Jacksonville. So I think the Packers will win this game by about a touchdown. Should be a decent one, but I think Green Bay wins it. Raiders-Broncos. Raiders 2.5-point favorites on the road. One of the few games this week as well that doesn't mean anything. I'm going to take the Raiders here. Just because they have more talent, a little bit of a better quarterback. I just like their odds of winning this game and going to 8-8. Nothing more than that. Just not a fan of Drew Lock at all. I think Raiders will win. Jaguars-Colts. Colts are 14-point favorites at home. Must-win game for them. Even if they win, they still might not get in the playoffs at 11-5, which is absolutely crazy, especially in the year where we have more teams than ever, an extra playoff team. They still may not get in, which is rough. But Jaguars, 1-14. They've lost 14 in a row. They're going to lose this game. I mean, it'd be a ginormous shock if they didn't. But they're not playing for anything. They have the number 1 overall pick locked up. So I think Colts win this game handily in a high-scoring affair. Chargers, Chiefs. Chiefs resting all their starters. Another game, like I mentioned earlier, wouldn't touch if I was betting just because Chargers have a much better foundation, better coaching. So they could win this game. Me and my buddy were joking about it. They could definitely win this game. I'm going to pick the Chargers just because out of respect for them playing their starters. I know they have some guys out like with injuries and COVID and stuff, but I think Chargers will win this game, go to 7-9. Chiefs fall to 14-2, but they'll be the number 1 overall seed throughout. Cardinals, Rams. Kyler Murray a little banged up, but he will play. Goff is out. I believe John Wolford, I forgot his name. He's going to start for LA. He was on LinkedIn recently. Now he's on the NFL field. It's really funny how the world works. Always got to be ready for anything. Cardinals, though, I think will win this game. Probably pretty low scoring, but I can't pick the Rams with a backup quarterback. I just can't do it, so I'm going with the Cardinals here to cover the 3-point spread. Seahawks, 49ers. Seahawks offense has not been good, and their defense has been good, so it's very odd. They started the season off super hot offensively and terrible defensively, and it's been the exact opposite the last 6-7 weeks or so. Seahawks 7-point favorites against the Niners, who have a top 5 statistical defense. They do have Kittle playing. Beathard played decent last week, looks better than Mullins. So 7's a little bit too much for me, so I'm going to take the 49ers to cover. I think Seattle will win as they're also playing for something. They're playing for the number 2 seed here. Potentially the number 1 seed. If Green Bay were to lose, I think they could still get it. So they're definitely playing for something, so I think Seattle will win. But 49ers are too, and Robert Saleh wants a coaching chance, which he deserves, and hopefully he gets. He'll have the guys ready to play. I think Seahawks will win the game by around 3-5, but not 7. Saints, Panthers. Panthers are 5.5-point underdogs at home. Saints got a lot of COVID issues going on right now. I know Kamara's out. Their whole running back room is out for close contact protocols. They're also playing for potentially the number 1 seed. So I think they will win this game very close, though. I'm going to take the Panthers to cover. I think 5.5 is a little bit too much. If it was 3, maybe I would take the Saints, but those couple extra points swindled me in the opposite direction. So I'm taking Carolina to beat the spread and maybe win the game. Another one you might want to look into if you're looking to bet some underdogs. Titans, Texans. Titans 7.5-point favorites in Houston. Again, there's not much to say about Houston. J.J. Watt called out really the entire organization and even players within the NFL that, don't come to play every week, which was amazing to see. But Titans, if they win this game, they win the division, they get in the playoffs, they're going to win the game. I'd be so stunned if they didn't. They will win, and I think it'll be pretty handily. So I'm going to take the Titans to win and cover. And then Washington football team versus Philadelphia. If Washington wins, they win a division. I'm not sure what the update is with Alex Smith just yet. I know he was taking some individual drills. I think he's going to play. I mean, I could be wrong, but 3.5, I'm going to take Philly. I know Philly has a lot of players out. They're not playing for anything, but being that they're home, they know they can play spoiler. I think that excites them, and Doug Peterson's still coaching for his job, I think. So I'm taking Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts to upset Washington, especially if Taylor Heinicke ends up starting for Washington. But we're going to take Philly here, roll the dice, and see what happens. Guys, that's all for this week. Again, this is not the end of it. We're going to do some playoff ones too, maybe have some Wednesday or Friday editions. We'll see as the time comes. But as always, I appreciate you all joining. Make sure to subscribe for more, throw a like on the video, and comment your picks. Take care, everybody.